I went back home. I asked my father, I want to become a DJ. Okay, let me ask to a friend who plays piano. He asked, how much is set up to my son? I do like 800 euros. And my father like, forget about it. You will never become a DJ.
Almost every single thing was stacked against you, from the beginning of buying the equipment to then your mother wanting you to go to the military.
There is something that made me understand this had to be the reason of my life.
I've seen that you've been releasing more music this year.
The end of next year is the 20th anniversary. I'm preparing something special.
Welcome to another episode of TSL Time podcast, back here in Ibiza. Today we have a very special guest, Joseph Capriati. How are we?
I'm well. I'm happy to be here, guys. Really, exciting to do this. We've been talking about this for long. Eh?
Yeah, we've been talking about it for a bit. Ever since because we met last year in the spa, you remember?
Yeah, I remember this.
We were kind of having like a relaxing day, just hanging out. That's the nicest spa.
You were traveling with Seth last year.
I was touring with Seth. Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
I know.
A lot of
with
fun.
Seth, always fun. Every time.
It was a lot of charging and discharging, and
that's how it's all about the life,
Yeah.
Recharging, discharging. That's life.
I really got a taste of a bit of what you guys do, from the travel and to the shows and the social battery and all those things, which, as you mentioned just now, I mean, again, thank you for coming on, because I know how busy the schedule has been.
No, it's really my pleasure. Really
awesome.
Pleasure. So to do this in Ibiza, it's meaningful,
Very meaningful.
You guys are doing incredible. I hear only good things about you. So for me, yeah, it's true.
Thank you so much. Yeah, so I want to start off really with this summer, 2025, new chapter for you. You posted a very nice video at the start of the summer on the rocks, talking about this new chapter for Metamorfosi and High, and I wanted to ask you, how has it been compared to maybe what you imagined it would be like? Has it met your expectations? Has it been different?
I think Metamorfosi, it's a party brand, but it's not like created for, okay, let's do something. It has been a natural process, I've been here on the island already now, coming since 2008, and officially starting the residency every summer around 2012.
Wow.
So yeah, I have to say, have been a journey, and still is a journey, about the music, about the island, about the people who comes on the island to live something real, because on the island you can find many different types of parties nowadays. There is taste for everybody. But what I do, it's really coming from here, It's always coming from heart and for the spirit of the music and the vibration of the island. So wherever I go, wherever it's happening, a show in Ibiza, I always put these roots that I've been, following since I come on the island, which is something that I keep going in this way. It's really important for me. So it doesn't matter where, but it's always the spirit of what we do. Me and my team and the people that are always around me. It's really, really important for me. This island means so much to me. And that's the Metamorphosi. Also the name Metamorphosi was created in 2022, after also the pandemic. And, I think you heard so many things about that. But for me, especially for me, it was also a period of change, a period of growing and evolving, First as a human, and then as an artist, of course. For me, music and whatever I do in the music and on the stage reflects always my, sentimental side and how I feel, This is also the evolution of my music, you know. I always try to evolve when is the right time, you know. And this is why Metamorphosis. Metamorphosis is an evolution, but it's still evolving. So it's something that, yeah, excites me.
All right, fellas, before we get back into the podcast, we got to give a special shout out to Prize Picks Baby, the first official sponsor of the TSL Time podcast. If you haven't heard of Prize Picks before, they are the #1 fantasy sports app on the App Store, where instead of picking teams, you're picking players. Each player has a set projection based on their stats where you can fire more or less on each player. The more players you add to your lineup, the higher that multiplier goes up and the more cheddar you can make. It's available in Florida and in California. And if you go download it right now in the App Store using code DADDY, the first 5 buckaroos that you deposit, you will get $50 in free play to fire on lineups. And more importantly, NBA season is right fucking here. Next Tuesday, Warriors, Lakers, Jimmy Butler out of here. We don't want him in the 305 anymore. Under, less, Steffington over, because we got a special square. He just got to score 1 point and you hit. And then last but not least, we got Doncic. Musa's saying he lost a ton of weight. He's going to come in hot, but I don't think so. Less. Go download Prize Picks, code DADDY, 50 buckaroos in free play when you deposit $5. Let's get back into this podcast.
That's amazing. Yeah, I feel like you've been coming since, you know, I mean, you've been playing Ibiza for so long now, and the party started, you said 2012.
Yeah.
2013.
Not the party, but my official, summer residency started in 2012.
Yeah, for doing it.
2008 was the first time I came. I played 1 time, then two times the year after in 2009, and then regularly coming from 2012, which really made my career evolving, you know, in a direction that I didn't know to have. But then I found myself here on the island once again, you know. But these grooves, you know, these vibrations about the dub, minimal grooves evolving into vocals. This is something I already had before, because my first approach with music was with house music, you know, like people like Louis Vega, you know, Danny Tenaya, and you know, like New York house, mostly. So this is why also I have a really special connection with New York and United States in general, because that was my real first and incredible connection with music, which made me fall in love with DJing, you know. And then I discovered techno in my hometown. And from there, you know, then I got in Ibiza. So there was like getting back to the roots with a new taste, which, you know, combined with also techno beats. So which is something that Ibiza made happening, you know.
That's amazing. Yeah, and what I was going back to is that you talk about doing it from the heart, you know, and doing it from within and stuff, because I feel like to be in the game for a pretty long time, it has to really come from within.
Definitely.
And that's why I think that when you explain it, it makes so much sense. The name of the party and the event, and it's something that's always changing, and you can't really go against the change, right? You just kind of have to let it come, you know.
It's really important, you know.
That's something I'm learning as well, as you know, I'm 24 with the podcast, with everything I'm doing, is that, you know, even with getting on and speaking to artists like yourself, it's just taking it, you know, as it comes and totally doing it out of love, you know.
Evolution is really important. You know, for me, the evolution in DJing, especially the first years, have been a little difficult, you know, because coming from house music and then techno made me well known around the world, you know, and then evolving into something new or combine it with techno, because I still play techno and I love techno, of course, but the first years of this evolution have been a little difficult, because I've learned to listen to yourself, you know, what your heart wants. It's really important to follow the heart, you know, and sooner or later, people, if you do this by heart, people will recognize it, you know. So it's really important to, whenever is the time to take your career or your vision or your podcast, whatever, to the level you want to take it. And it's never easy at the beginning, but it's really important to follow this, because otherwise you just do things because other people want to listen that style, for example. It's really important if you are an artist that really sweat to get where you are, it's really important to continue to sweat out, and put it on the level you want to.
Of course.
To arrive. That's really important. This is what I do. I feel the vibrations. I feel my
passion.
Emotions. Yeah, the passion. The passion is super important. It's really, really important.
I feel like that's one of the things that, that for me, my love for the music as well has just like when people ask me like, why do you love the music so much? And it's something that you can't really explain.
You can't.
You can explain it to an extent, but it's just like when you hear the groove, when you hear the beat, when you're in the dance floor, sharing that vibe with people, it takes me to a place at least that no other type of music can do
exactly.
that.
Exactly.
And that's just simply why I love it. Everyone's connected. The DJ's telling a story throughout his time playing, and I just think it's unbelievable.
I think it depends. Every DJ, doesn't matter which type of music they do. At the end of the day, they are doing something for the crowd. Of course, there are storytellers or selectors or just producers that became DJ. But at the end of the day, we are all unite on the dance floor in different type of dance floor. I think the most important here is not about the style, but the intention, I think if you go to dance for the music, doesn't matter which type of music it is, but you are going with the intention. If you're going to a place just randomly, maybe you fall in love with the clubbing, just maybe starting with a commercial music and then becoming, taking a more special direction. Doesn't matter, for me it's really important what every DJ does, and also the promoter, everything has to be, connected to make something special. Doesn't matter what.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think it's interesting very much for myself. I've been listening to dance music since I was like 16, 17. I had a cousin of mine who, played me some Solomon because she was older than me when I was like 16, and I came to Ibiza really early on, and that was a bit of what I heard in the beginning. And then I listened to some more EDM and commercial music. And over the last 10 years, really, it's just like sometimes my ears are taking me in this vibration or in that vibration, and then more and more. It's so interesting how it changes over time. And so even though I'm not a producer or an artist, there is some parallels with kind of what someone like yourself or others might feel throughout their journey of creating, and with the party too, which is really cool.
That's amazing.
Because I feel like maybe something that, talking about like challenges that you go through as an artist is, when you just want to confine yourself to one sound or one style of music that you want to play at your parties. And, for you, like you said, from techno to more house from New York and stuff, like you mentioned those early phases, what was going through your head at the time when you were thinking like making a shift a bit? Were you close to it, or was it an immediate jump?
Oh, so basically, I was 11 years old when I started DJing.
Really?
Yeah. So,
how did that happen?
Yeah, that's the story, because I come from a small city, which is close to 25 minutes from Naples, south of Italy. I come from Caserta, right? But in Caserta, there is a small village, which is called Falciano, which is where I come from. And imagine there, like, you don't have clubs, you don't have record shops, you don't have nothing. But I have the luck. In front of my parents' house, there was like a building where American people were living, right? Listen to this. So it was 4th of July of 1998, and I was going to play football with my friends. And I saw a group of people, about 50 people, in the evening, in a little square in front of this building, and they were dancing, you know. I was hearing like this toots, toots, toots. I was like, what is that? You know, I never heard before. You know, my father was listening Pink Floyd, you know, like Genesis, you know, never heard about dance music. I was like, oh, I'm curious. Let's go to see what's going to happen there. So there was like 2 speakers, and this guy, you know, behind decks, I didn't even know what he was doing. I didn't know what was a DJ. I was 11. Come on, no internet. Forget about. So I went close to there, and there was like a older guy there, and I asked, I was like, what is that? What is doing? Like, oh, he's a DJ. So they were celebrating the Independence Day.
The
American people
4th of July.
invited this DJ. It was like a DJ service, you know. This one you pay, and they come with this small van and put the stuff. So yeah, that's how was my first, you know, like connection with the figure of the DJ. And they were like, wow, I like the way he touched the records. And I'm like, oh, but my grandma has the same downstairs, you know, because I remember she has a hi-fi with the records. And I'm like, and I asked to the guy, oh, that's the same my grandma has. No. That's a Technics, you know. It's a special turntable with the pitch control. I'm like, oh, what is pitch control? Yeah, you put less or more velocity. I'm like, okay, that's interesting. So I went back home and I asked to my father, like, Dad, I want to become a DJ. They're like, what is that? You
Same
know, like,
day.
Yeah, like DJ. Yeah, I don't know. You know how you can be a DJ. Like, okay, let me ask to a friend. So it was a friend of my father who plays piano. So he knows about some, you know, gear and stuff like that. And he asked, how much is to buy a setup to my son? And they're like, costed like the amount of 800 euros. There was still the lira, you know, our old money. And my father like, forget about it. You will never become a DJ. I'm like, okay. I'm like, no worries. So when I put something in my head, it's, you know, it's very difficult to change my idea, you know. So my uncle had a construction company. So it was summertime. And they were actually rebuilding a house next to my parents' house. And it was my uncle working there. So every morning, I show up in the morning to help my uncle, giving him stuffs, you know, wherever.
Cement, bricks, anything.
But of course, I was not working, but I knew that at the end of the season, if I was helping him every day, he was giving me some money. And it happened. So he gave me the amount of like 500 euros, you know. And at the end of the season, I bought a belt drive turntable, a third-hand mixer. Like, I still have it, and it still works.
No way.
I have it in my parents' house. It still works. And the other turntable, I take my grandma hi-fi turntable without pitch control. So I was using the finger on because the belt drive, you know, you can touch it and it goes wherever you want. So I was using the finger to adjust the pitch. And this is how, and I connected it in my mother hi-fi. So this is how I start DJing with my mother headphones. And I bought 2 records. With those 2 records, I played for like 8 months, 1 year. This is how I learned how to mix 2 records together. So this is the story, man. I mean, like,
That's so cool.
And then I was recording the radio. So I got an empty cassette, and I was recording my favorite songs and listening again and again. And then I met a guy, which was older, of course, who was going to dance in Napoli, which in Napoli we had a really big house scene back in the days. So there was this group, the name was Angels of Love. So they were doing like most incredible parties there every Friday and Saturday. So they were inviting all the legends from America. So that this is where I got to listen my first DJs. You know, when I got like 15. But before I was listening the recordings of the cassette. So I was listening Louis Vega, Frankie Knuckles, you know, like David Morales, Carl Cox, you know, Todd Terry, all the house legends. And then when I was 15, I was saying to my mom, I was sleeping to my friend's house, and then I was just asking to take me to Napoli and then back. So I was like hiding in a side of the club, everybody jumping and sweating, you know, and I was like, oh wow, you know, I was a kid. So I was like asking to some responsible older people to take me to the party. So this is how exactly I start. You know?
That's so amazing. So from the day that you were going to go play football with your friends and you see the guys from celebrating 4th of July,
it was like,
you see him on the decks and you're just like,
the change in my life. I was like,
and right there you were just like, I have one goal. I need to get some decks. I need to make some money, and we're going to see what happens.
Yeah, but talking about money, you know, was like, you know, literally impossible to earn money as DJ in that time, you know?
Right.
So I listened to this. So when I became 14, before I was playing like in the basements of my friends.
You were born in 85, right? 80 what year were you born?
87.
87.
So from 11 to 12, 13, I was just, you know, playing that few records I was getting every year. And then playing in the basements of my friends, like birthday parties, you know, like 20 friends just with a little speaker. Then when I became 14, I became resident of a club in my hometown. So the story is that I met another DJ of my hometown, and I told him like, "Hey, I'm a DJ." Well, laughing on me like, "What? You are a DJ?
14 years old?
How old
What are you doing?"
I'm 12. I'm 13. I was like, "What? Oh man!" But I was following him, you know. So like, you know, are you playing? Yeah, bring me with you, you know. So I was going with him. He was playing like birthday parties. He was a resident in this club called Subway. I still remember. And so I was always with him when I called. And then one day, he had a discussion with the owner of the club, and I was there. So they were like discussing in Napolitan way, whatever. And I was there, and the owner say to this guy like, "Oh, so you're out, you don't come here anymore." And I was there like, "Oh, you are DJ?" "Yeah, yes." And they're like, "Okay, you are my new resident now." So like, I also discussed with this guy because of course he was like, "What the hell?" You know, like, so I took his place. And then I was using the records of the club because I didn't have records. I just had a few records. So I was using the club records. I was forced to play Latin American music, like commercial music, salsa, and group dance. And then the last hour of every birthday parties was like house music. So they were where I was playing my favorite music. So this is how I start my DJ career. And then when I got 16,
It's amazing how you remember it so vividly.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
every single step throughout it.
It's like yesterday. So when I was 16, I met a DJ producer, which is well known. Is a Sasha Carassi, is his name. So this guy came to play in this club, and I discovered the production in that period. I didn't have money, of course, to buy hardware and stuff like that. So my first productions were on my brother's PC. He got this like a present for his first communion. So I was using this PC. I installed the CDs of Reason, this program of production. And this is where I start to produce with the two little made in China speakers. So to feel the bass, I was putting the hand on the top. So I was feeling like...
No headphones, just two little Chinese speakers.
Man, I didn't have money. we were like really humble family. Only my father was working. So trust me, man, like everything I was doing was like really sweating. So I met this guy, Sasha Karasi, and he told me like, I gave him these demos and he listened to it. He like, I didn't have idea what is mixing and mastering, but he told me like, you have something in your beats that, call my attention. Come to Napoli to my studio. So I went to Napoli, but I didn't have car. I was 16, and to get to Napoli, you have to take the train. So I was getting every day to Napoli without paying ticket of the train because I didn't have money, man. So I was hiding when there was the security controlling tickets. I was escaping to the other side of the train. So, man, at some time I was getting out in the station because the guy was almost getting me. So I didn't have money, man, to pay a fine, you know what I mean? So this was my beginning in production. So I went to this studio and he told me like, you have something here. So keep going. And then at the end of the day, I released my first record when I was 18. And then after then I met the legend Rino Cerrone, who passed away 1 year ago. This guy is, him and Marcantonio, they're like two Napolitan techno legend. They really put me on the other step of my career in Napoli. So everything started in Napoli with, Napolitan techno parties. So yeah, that's, there's so much things to tell. But
What a crazy start to the journey. Just so many different little obstacles. I can't even imagine just being, 11, 12, helping with the construction, finding a couple bucks to get the hardware. Then
it was hard, man.
I can't imagine. It must have been so hard.
It was really hard.
What did your uncle say? Did he know the reason you were helping him during that summer was because you wanted?
Yeah. I told him like, listen, when I bought this turntable, I was like, thank you, uncle. Thank you so much. But he didn't even know what was going to happen with it. So after a few years, when he saw me like playing for the first parties, I was like, wow, So actually, my uncle was also driving me to some parties,
So he was very supportive.
My father as well. My grandfather as well.
They were all supportive.
Everyone was supportive.
That's a big blessing.
Nobody really expected what was going to happen a few years later, I still remember my first real gig, I was 18 when I got my little fee. And I went home, I'm like, Dad, look at this. They were like, wow, that's a quarter of what I earn in a month of work, And then when I got a little double, it was like, what? You are earning like half of my entire month of work. And then when I was earning same money on me, like, what? Wow, I'm so proud of you. But the most incredible story, this is something that I always tell. So it's very emotional for me, what I'm going to tell you right now. Because, so when I got 18, I released my first record, right? And when you get this news like, yeah, it's official, you're going to release a record. I was like, wow, jumping, But in the same time, I was a little frustrated because I finished the school. And listen, I studied language school. My mother wanted me to do this language school because like she told me like, oh, it's something modern, to learn English, French, but I didn't even know what to do with languages in that time. So I finished the school, I released this first record, and then in the same time, my mother, most of all, she was kind of worried because like you need to do something with your life, you are not earning money with this DJ. It was like impossible at that time in our hometown. Nobody believed.
It was insane.
It was like something impossible, to like become a DJ and make it like your career. Forget about.
So uncertain.
Impossible. So my mother was really like pressing me every day, like, see what you want to do with your life. You know, I was like, kind of, yeah. At the end, I told her, like, okay, you're right. I tried. I did my first record release, but I understand. Nothing is going to change. I'm just putting this record on a wall, and one day I'm going to tell my kids, oh, I did a record, you know? So this was...
It was a big moment.
It was like a moment where, yeah, I was choosing between the dream and the reality, you know? And I didn't want to study anymore because I was frustrated. I was kind of depressed, you know? I was like, "Ah, I love music more than anything, you know? So I was just focusing on mixing records in my bedroom and playing records in the club and, you know, like making beats. But at the end of the day, I'm like, okay, I need to do something. So I went to the military and signed to do 1 year of military and then becoming a policeman, like my father. So that was like, because before becoming a policeman, you need to do military for 1 year.
Yeah.
So listen to this. I went with my mom, because she was waking me up literally every day to force me to do all the tests and to sign every paper to present this to the military, you know. And I did all the blood tests, you know, like a physical test and mental test, everything they asked me. So we closed it in a box, and like together, me and my mother, we sent this to the military. So I just had to wait. This was like about May, June. My first record was released around January of 2006. So May, June, I did this with my mother for the military, and I had to wait around September, October.
The summer, waiting.
Yeah, the summer was the longest summer of my life.
I can't even imagine.
But because I released this record in January, and I did this request to the military for this military career and police, in the same time, in the summer, my friends were writing me from Ibiza. Listen to this, on MSN. Like, bro, are you there? Like, yeah, I'm here. What was going on? Man, last night, Richie Houghton played your record in Amnesia. I was like, what? Like, are you, like, I have chills. I'm like, what? Send me a video. He was sending me this, like, a very low pixel video. But I'm like, with Amnesia legendary, there were like this kind of EQ with lights, you know. And I was like, oh, that's Amnesia, man. He said, yeah, it's my track. I'm like, wow. And then, bro, Marco Carola played your track in After Party. Like, what? Said, man, I spent the whole summer, listen, I have chills, it's insane, receiving these messages from my friends and thinking about, fucking hell, I have to go to the military in September.
No way.
So everybody was like, oh, bro, your track, this and that. So this is, you know, man.
My mom wouldn't understand what that meant.
Yeah.
She didn't know what that meant.
And I met other DJs in Napoli, like, bro, your track is crazy. I'm like, I released this in January, nobody cared. But, you know, like Richie played, Marco played, some other played. Like, you know, people start to realize and say, whew. I was crying, man. I was really, literally crying every day. I'm like, this is something, it's not possible. And the Marc Antonio and Rino Cerrone, these people like, bro, can you cancel this? Because I think your career can start right now. You know, anybody is talking about this record.
You were 20 at the time, right? You were 20, 21 at the time?
20, so yes.
2006?
No, 19. Man.
19.
And so, the end of September, it was getting late. So I was like, okay, probably, you know, it's never going to arrive. So, you know, I'm going to have another chance. One day I was sleeping and my mom knocked my door. Hey, wake up. It arrived. Like, whoa. I saw this like green bag, like, and they're like, okay, let's open it. So my mom was like super excited and they were like, okay. She opened it. No way! She was like, what is going on? Give me here. So I read it, and it was like literally like, dear Mr. Capriati, we are sorry, but we cannot accept your request because one document is missing. I was like, how? My mother was like, how possible? We did this test. It was there. So for some reason, from the sky, this document got missed. So they told me like, please come back next year and retry again with all the documents. Brother, after 6 months, I was traveling Italy. After 1 year, I was traveling Europe. And after a year and a half, I was in South America, then North America. So that's how I started my career, man. That's unbelievable.
That is insane.
Insane. Like,
Insane.
Insane, man.
Like I feel like almost every single thing was stacked against you, from the beginning of buying the equipment to then your mother wanting you to go to the military.
I have so many pain in the back every day, but I don't know, man. There is something that really made me understand that these had to be the reason of my life. Everybody has a life reason, I think. If you find it, you will get it. I found mine. That's DJing and producing when I'm inspired, but DJing most of all, feeling the people, the crowd, sharing moments. That's my life reason. So it's emotional to talk about this, and this is why I still love what I do. And fighting every day for what I do because of this story. Because I remember what happened.
Of course.
It's not possible to waste that. Nothing can make me really wasting that. I had a difficult period in my life, in my private life. Very serious, difficult period. Family problems, depression. I've always been fighting it, and I resolved everything because of the music. So this is exactly why I'm not worried of anything. Really nothing worries me. Only the death can stop me on this. I really want to play until my legs and my hands can move.
Yeah.
Literally.
And I really think that it shows, there's no way, someone like yourself can go through something like that, overcome those challenges and say exactly what you say. And people feel that, and I feel that's why people appreciate it so much when you're there and giving them an experience and listening to you play music and selecting tracks. It's just like, how can you not? I even feel it just sitting here. I almost get fucking goosebumps just, listening to everything. It was such a different time as well, though, compared to now, like all those things you had to overcome.
People realize everything. People knows everything. The crowd knows everything. Everybody knew when I was in depression. Everybody knew when I was fighting for some private issues. They knew. But also they knew how much I was fighting and working harder to give them always an experience. Doesn't matter what, I always delivered. And when the metamorphosis happened, I saw and I see the joy in the eyes of the people, of the loyal supporter that always been there, and even the newcomers. This is something that I get so proud of, because I think in life, what you are, then you attract, And
absolutely,
I feel I'm still 38, I say still, of course, for 38 is a middle age, but I really feel I am in one of the most exciting periods of my life, literally.
I'm so happy for you. That's so amazing.
It's insane. I get so much inspiration right now. there is so many great, amazing talents, and the crowd is really curious. There, I can see it's happening everywhere. You know,
Yeah.
it's really. It became so global.
Yeah, it's
The way of going to dance and listening DJs, it's actually amplified, you know, because of social medias, because of everything. But at the end of the day, the real always stay real, you know, stay true.
absolutely.
And whatever happens, you know, they will always try to stop. And as much bigger became the scene, as much more powerful are politics and fighting between DJs, promoter, whatever. But this is not the reason why we are here, you know. And sometimes I got distracted from all this. But at the end of the day, what does really matter is you, the music you play, the message you want to give to the people, and the people who get your message. You don't have to please everyone. You know, I mean, like, I never evolved because of I have to evolve. I evolved because I think it's a gift. The gift of playing different styles and evolve your music. It's a gift. But I listen to also the messages of the new DJs, of the new artists. So I'm always here, I'm hungry, and I really love to also show support, you know. And this is, I think, also part of the longevity of the career. But I'm nobody to say, if I support somebody, I can make their career better. No, I'm nobody. I'm not somebody say like, oh, Joseph, legend. I'm not a legend, man. Carl Cox is a legend, you know. Jeff Mills is a legend. Sven Väth is a legend, you know. Marco Carola is a legend. Jamie Jones. But I don't really, I have so much to learn that I think I will never really say to myself, oh, okay, I am untouchable, you know, like as many does.
Stay grounded.
No. It's lovely to share, you know.
Yeah, but I mean, I will say, you know, people like to throw legend and all these different things. The shit that you went through and all those things that, you know, you did.
That's legendary.
That shit is legendary.
I'm a legend as a man.
Come on.
That's true.
Are you kidding me?
That's true.
You know, I mean, just even thinking about it, not to take away credit from, you know, now at this day and age and what it takes to, you know, get your music out there and be heard and get gigs, but it was so much more challenging back then. Now so many people, I mean, you know, I was in university studying finance, but then so many peers of mine and so many kids, they're like, I want to be a DJ instead. I want to be a DJ. I want to make music. I want to learn about production, because it's no longer this crazy thing from back in the day that you had that didn't seem like a reality, you know? So that shit is legendary, you know? It's amazing.
This is why I always try to find, you know, an evolution of the person first. Because always what I do on the stage when I play, it's always something connected with my private life. Because as you say, I didn't do a hit or like whatever, like, and from one day to another, I just jumped on a big stage. It was a long process. So it's super important for me to reflect who I am in what I do. Because they are connected, they go hand by hand. So yeah, man, I appreciate your words. I'm really happy that, you know, I shared this with you, and thank you, man. Thank you for this.
No, of course. No, it's amazing. And I'm learning so much just from hearing from your experiences, because I feel like nowadays too, with me being on social media, and it's not the same as being in front of a crowd, but being in front of a camera so much. And sometimes it makes it more challenging to reflect and to have that conversation with yourself, to see how you're doing. Because even myself, when I feel down, or when I don't feel like I'm taking care of myself, or I'm just kind of just too much discharging, it reflects through my videos. Yeah. And even the way people receive them, and you know, the way they perform, because I'm not fully there, you know. And it goes back to this whole, you know, the evolution thing, and the way you have to accept the change, and you have to listen to yourself. I think is so important. That's what I've learned in my 24 years so far.
Actually, about social medias, I think I was using more social medias when I was not feeling very happy with myself than now.
Yeah.
There was kind of like trying to feel secure, showing a side of myself on the social medias that inside was not like that. So now I'm using less social medias. I'm still there. Sometime I can post every week or sometime
Fuck it.
after a month. But
That's good. That's really
I want
good.
to keep that, real connection
Absolutely.
with the people and the music first. So
100%.
But sometime I take somebody with me on tour. Like, hey, I feel to do photos and video every show, or
Yeah.
or probably nothing. Whatever.
Just the way it goes.
Yeah.
It's funny because when I did the tour with Seth, a big goal of ours was, let's do a lot of social media. Let me help him with some social media. Let's do this and that. And then we ended up doing jack shit. Did nothing. It was crazy because, even imagine for me, I love the music. I've been going to your guys' shows. Now I'm with this guy taking me to see it firsthand. And I was like, I told him after 2 weeks, I was like, Seth, I'm sorry. Like, I don't know what to do. And he was just like, let's keep having a great time and enjoying the tour and stuff. But
Seth is one of the most real person I know.
Yeah.
This is fantastic, man. Really, he's one of my closest friends.
that's amazing.
It's real. And I have to thank a few of these people. They've been always supporting me, man. The right people who are the people who tell you the truth. Even the things you don't want to listen to. These people helps a lot. So I learned a lot from Seth on this. Sometime, if I have to say something, if I consider a friend, it's important to tell. Doesn't matter if you are colleagues or whatever. No, there are some really real people around. This is important, man. The supporting of the community, it's important. What I see, the fast grow of a career sometimes can disconnect you from the reality, So I'm glad, actually, that I didn't grow so fast, because probably I was not really, I don't know how I was taking it, because there are some DJs that I know, like really star, they had the family around, I didn't have my family around in certain periods, difficult periods, when you start to travel a lot. Because, of course, my parents are not, these parents that they travel a lot, It's old school, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if I was getting up very quick, probably I was died, I have to say. Because it's dangerous.
Yeah, they say slow growth is the best growth. And I try to remind myself.
It depends.
Well, of course.
And still there, I had some issues
Yeah,
on the
yeah,
road.
even-
But imagine, becoming a superstar or
It's a
whatever.
lot,
That's for the mind, man. It's wow.
Because it's such a intense level of appreciation that
Exactly.
sometimes you don't know how to receive it. And I think human nature is like it's undeniable that when someone shows appreciation to you, it's what everybody wants. Everyone wants to feel appreciated, right? Not like glorified, but this person's doing something positive. He's making an impact. He's making me feel good. And when so many people feel that, from what you're doing, and it's not even like.
It also depends of the personality.
Right.
I'm a very emotional person.
Me
you know?
too. I am
So
as well.
I can be 0 or 100. But
Yes.
mostly,
Me as well.
I respect these people who are always stay on their, position, even if they get a huge success. They're like, okay, that's good, but they're never over celebrate. I was over celebrating almost every weekend. You know what I mean? For a long time.
I mean, I mean, we're very similar as well. It's like even my tennis coach when I was younger. I grew up playing tennis, and I also loved video games.
Okay.
So for me, I played video games. I get home from school, I play video games all day, and then I'd go play tennis.
Never.
And he would tell me, he's like, Richie, you need to find a bit of balance. You know, you just left playing video games. You're mad because you weren't playing well. Now you can't play well on the court. And he goes, you're a fucking extremist. You know, and this is going to be something. And he saw me grow up my whole life, and it's something that I've always kind of, you know, this evolution that we talk about. It's just, you know, 0 to 100, but finding kind of that middle ground, and it's not easy. But I think
it's not easy. I think really that I've been lucky because always for me the most important have been to deliver, you know. Doesn't matter what was happening during the week. The weekend, you need to play. And for me, I really literally never missed a gig in 20 years. Probably I can count in 10 fingers in 20 years the shows I have lost just because I was really sick. Can happen, you know. I mean, like you get sick and you cannot move from the bed. But I never missed a show because I was doing an after party or whatever. Never, literally never. This is something that for me, I'm proud to say that because for me it's really, really important to show up and do what the people needs, you know, in that moment. And it's really, really important. But yeah, nowadays I'm. Nowadays I'm.
When I saw you at Solid Grooves the other week, you know, you're looking fucking good, man. You're looking great.
I found a really great balance in the routine. You know, this is something that I didn't even think before. I've been traveling since I was 18.
Every weekend.
Imagine every weekend and. I enjoyed to don't sleep as well for long.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, oh, let's go from here to there, to there. As soon as you have energy, you know, you can do it. But when you start to think and feel uncomfortable, then it's about time to definitely find a balance.
Yeah.
What happened to me, man?
Yeah, and I feel like it you know, leading up to the years of finding balance. I mean, this world, like the world of dance music, is such a crazy world. You know, it's the way I describe it, even because my mom sees me making content and she knows I'm here for the month, and she also knows I'm partying and going out like crazy and all this different stuff. And I just there's really no, like there's nothing like it. You know, everybody is at such like. Everybody is in such a, it's cloud nine. So many people when they get to Ibiza for the first time, and being an artist, you know, it's you show up to the club, you get to the green room, everybody says hi to you, they want to take a shot, you want to take things, you want to get ready, and it's like you're creating this experience for people that requires so much, you know, that it's like, you know, it can take you to dark places as well.
Yeah, definitely. That's why it's almost 3 years that I don't touch alcohol and anything. You know, I'm like really focused on this, and it's hard, as you say. Like every weekend, oh, let's have a shot. And if you don't do the shot, somebody like, oh, you know, like, oh, you're not part of the gang. You know what I mean? It's important. To say no. And this is something super important. I mean, it's easy.
It's saying yes to yourself, which is something that I'm learning, because saying no to someone else is saying yes to yourself. You know what I mean? Where it's like, you get what I'm saying? Where it's no doesn't mean like, I'm not like, it's not that I don't want the shot, is that I know that I need to, you know?
It's easy to talk.
Of course.
But it's not easy to do. Really, you know, I'm really proud of saying that, you know, man, I've done it. You know, it's not impossible. You know, so there are some people I know that are still like having, you know, problems, and I really know that it's possible. It's possible to do it. It's super important to focus on it.
Yeah.
If you don't feel comfortable anymore to drinking or whatever, you can do it.
Yeah.
But for me, man, the most important thing is the music. There is nothing better than feeling emotions with the music. So,
and how has your feeling towards the music changed over the last 3 years?
and I mean, like, change is good, and it inspires me a lot. I saw in the last 20 years, music changed very much, but before was like a longer period before a new wave was
Right.
arriving. Now is everything is more fast.
Yeah.
Because also of the social medias, or
Everything
the
going
news platforms is much more fast.
Yeah.
So I watch, and if there is something that inspires me, I just try to make it mine. I have really literally a lot of new artists are inspiring me a lot, but I never really believe the hype. It's something that
Trends and hype.
I never believe it. So you will never see like a total change
Of course.
of myself, like, oh, okay, this is trendy, so I do it. Never. It would never happen. If something happened, it took a long time, because I have to taste it, I have to feel it, and I have to try maybe playing a track of this new style. And if I feel comfortable, I can introduce in my set.
Yeah.
But I never do a set of same style. Even if it's about grooves, I always try to make something of each influence I have.
Yeah.
This is me, I played a disco set like 2 weeks ago.
A disco, no?
Yeah, at Pikes in Ibiza, man. It was my first disco set ever, but
I wish we could have gone to that.
I'm a disco collector, so I have records. So I have about 15,000 records.
Wow.
Yeah. First money I start to earn, I invest on records. I was buying music, I still do.
And how was the disco set at
Brother,
Pikes?
like, honestly, I will do more.
You loved it.
I loved it.
What was
and
your
in Pikes, this is legendary room. There was like a Freddie Mercury picture there, and I was like, whoa! I was like, really, really. I felt some really epic vibes there. And Marvan, one of the promoters, he told me at the end of my set, like, are you sure this was your first disco set? I'm like, yeah, for the crowd, but normally I play at home. You're like, man, was one of my favorite sets we ever had. I'm like, yeah, come on. He was looking in my eyes and honest. He told me these appreciation words. I was like, really? So he told me, like, yes, like one of my top 5 disco sets.
Fuck.
And like,
Should have.
like, for me, this was everything.
You really felt that one.
But you know why I feel so happy to tell this? Because, for the whole season, I'm playing all over Europe. Normally, for summer season, I'm in Europe. I just went to US at the beginning of the summer. But normally, I'm around here. And I stay in Ibiza. I have residency every week. But for that set, I was preparing for weeks before. So these words made me feel like, like
You delivered.
something, yeah, it feed my soul.
Yeah.
Because it's something that, yeah, really make me feel emotional.
That's amazing.
It's amazing when you put a lot of work and love in a session, and then the promoter, one of the promoters of this epic disco party, tell you this. For me, it's like, so still, I have the same passion and the same love for what I do, like the first day. when I start to play with the fingers on the turntables and home. That's what I live about. This is what I live for, you know?
Yeah. That's such a good feeling. You know, going into it, preparing, wanting to give the people, you know, this incredible experience, and then you see it all come to life.
Yeah. It's
sick.
insane, man. It's the best satisfaction for me that doesn't matter about fame, money, whatever. That, for me, this is always like, I don't care. I really care of these moments.
Yeah.
Anything I do, whatever I do, can be a mainstream club or like an underground place or a techno festival, tech house club, whatever, disco, or really, literally whatever. The most important thing is this, creating a moment in every place I go. That's what I live for. You can tell me, like, I put you in a place just to be there, and I make you billionaire. I will not do that. Because for me, it has to become something real.
Meaningful.
Meaningful. That's it. That's it.
Do you find it sometimes, because I feel like when we're talking about, you know, really big crowds and smaller crowds, a club versus a big festival,
Yeah.
Can you still find that sense of like meaningfulness in a massive festival?
Anything.
Really?
Anything for me has a meaning. Something I miss, I have to say, are the clubs, the small clubs. I mean, now there is a new wave of new clubs which are, you know,
Super clubs, big clubs, you know?
I mean, like, also big clubs. There were some places that shut down, or, you know, people prefer more to go in open air, which is something that I like, I love it. But for me, for example, winter time, it's about, you know, like small clubs or like even big clubs, but something indoor, you know?
More intimate.
Yeah, but club.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not talking about warehouse or...
Yeah, nightclub.
Like, yeah, exactly. Like a proper big club with that kind of smell of that you feel like this place has a soul, you know what I mean? This is something I miss a little bit. But there is a new wave. There is a new wave of small clubs, and also some big clubs are opening.
Yeah, there's a video that somebody posted when you were at Il Muretto.
Yeah, that's an amazing, this legendary.
That club.
This place is legendary, man. This is one of the places I'm talking about.
I feel like for me, we live in Miami, grew up space.
Space.
But then when I went to Il Muretto for the first time, which is the funniest story ever, I had to walk 10 kilometers on the highway from Jesolo to the club with my friends. In 2023, we took the bus from Venice.
Wow.
We had no idea what we were doing.
Wow.
We somehow made it. And I just remember being in that club and when they opened
The roof.
and there was a little bit of rain. I think it was Hilario Alicante playing that night, and it was just insane. Such a great feeling in there. And
It's an old place, eh? It's about almost 40 years old, something like this. It's a legendary place.
There's a video that somebody posted on TikTok of you when you were playing there. I think you play a song, "Oh Superman."
Oh, Superman.
And then they recorded your arm, and you were like the towel, and then everybody. That was a sick video.
I love when I get goosebumps. I read recently that when you hear music and you get goosebumps, it's something that about emotions that not everyone gets it. So I feel like lucky to be one of these because it's really very, very deep. Okay, that's amazing.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. It's crazy, but it's only certain records can and certain moments create it.
Exactly.
It's so weird.
But there are some plays which give me goosebumps every record.
Which is one of these places?
There are some really few clubs in the world. Berghain, when I used to play Berghain, when I was more about techno only, I used to play regularly there. I never played Panorama Bar. My wish, I hope, to get back there and play Panorama with my new, more
That's more the house music room
exactly.
knowing the club. I've never been to Berghain.
I
or
played
Berghain.
Berghain downstairs from 2009 to 2014, like 2 or 3 times a year. That's one of these
Crazy
places.
days?
Fabric London, this
really
kind
good
of Stereo Montreal, like there are some places where every drop, every record, I get chills. DC-10, it's something about, these are places where you feel the history, but also the modern place, there is something which, makes me emotional in a different way. I'm talking about goosebumps, but there are so many incredible realities nowadays, which give me different type of emotions. It's all about emotions.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you a little bit about the marathon sets, the really long sets.
Yeah.
You have some crazy ones. Do you miss those?
My legs doesn't.
27 hours and 40 minutes in sun waves.
There was one I will never forget it.
It's the longest one ever done.
Yeah, it was Sound Waves. And then I did the 25 and a half in Heart in Miami. Yeah, when it was the last year of Art. So, and then I did another 24. But yeah, that was only these 2 or 3 sets were really long. I also did Stereo Montreal, Space Miami. I remember Space Miami, I think I did about 15 hours, something like this, one time. Then I did Stereo Montreal about, I think also 13, 14 hours. But, are these kind of moments that you don't look for, it just has to happen. For example, Sound Waves in Romania, I heard they don't do anymore.
They moved it from Romania,
They moved
right?
It was like
I never had a chance to go, and I was going to go this past year, but
it was a legendary festival, and it was all about long set, But all the artists who were getting the closing slot, normally you really could go for whatever, And I remember that year I was very well trained, and, and I played for 20-ish hours. I don't even remember.
how many days of rest after?
Man,
No rest.
no, not much. I was really on fire. Man.
I can't imagine.
I was at the peak time of my life on the party mode, but I really enjoyed, man. And actually, I have the recording of this set, so I went to listen to it. Of course, not 27 hours, but I was keeping it, and it was a journey. I even went to techno in the night. I started to play like Jeff Mills, old records, something like this, like Napolitan techno, funky records. That was a journey. I mean, like, it was not about how long I was playing, but the energy. I still remember that I start to play in the sunrise, then sunset, then night, then sunrise again. So I still have this energy in myself. I think will last forever. Was always full. People, a little people leaving, other people coming, but it was so magnetic and powerful. I was not able to stop. And I was asking to my friends, hey, get me some food, I'm hungry. I was like spaghetti, whatever. So that's, that's, wow. And also the one in Heart in Miami. That was insane, man. Also, I think 25 hours, something like this. But I think also, this was before pandemic, right? I think nowadays also this has to happen in really the right place. You know, there are no so many places left where you can really go for that long. You know what I mean?
Of course.
Some waves doesn't. You know, probably Space Miami you can go 12 hours, even more. But for me right now, doesn't matter how long I play. Really.
Yeah.
Always never matter
Yeah.
how long I was playing for. But I have, for example, nowadays I do just about 2 or 3 marathons every year. One is in Brett in Amsterdam. I always do the Sunday of the AD. And,
Which is coming up, no?
Sorry?
It's coming up soon, no?
Yes, it's in next month. And Space Miami and Stereo Montreal. I will try to do something like this, but no more. I mean, like, this is something cool. I mean, also to keep it special. You know?
Yeah.
And yeah, it's important to also don't overload, you know, because
Of course.
now, you know, with 38, you start to feel, you know, especially totally sober
That's what
without even a drink, you know what I mean?
That's what I was going to ask you. Do you
It's all
thi-
about, yeah. So it's important to prepare before going to train harder the days before, and you know it's important. And have your lasagna hide there. I have a chef in Amsterdam cooking. He's an Italian guy who has a restaurant.
Really?
He cook for me for bread. So I have the coffee machine, Italian machine,
Espresso.
and the lasagna, and the
Like, for that-
parmigiana. It's true, man. That's my fuel.
little coffee, little lasagna, parmesan.
You know, some ginger shots. Like, but yeah.
What do you think of Americans sometimes messing with classic Italian dishes?
Oh, actually, in America right now, man, there are some really incredible Italian restaurants. You know, did you see there is a chart of top pizzerias in the world? The first one is in Caserta, in my hometown. And this year, together with him, is in New York, another pizzeria.
Really?
Yeah, man.
Is it John's Bleecker? I don't know which one it is, but
I don't remember the
Yeah.
name, but go to see. It's a 50 top pizza is called the
Yeah.
chart. That place, I need to go, man. I need to visit.
if you go to New York, you
And
gotta
also,
go.
there are really in Miami. There are some crazy Italian restaurants, man. You're also in New York.
Yeah, one of my favorite things about Italian people is just the passion, of course, and right, just pretty particular people as well when it comes to the cuisine and stuff. I'll never forget. I was in Rome and I ordered a pizza diavola, and then I asked the waiter, I'm like, "Can I get some Parmigiano to put on it?" And he goes,
And he
"What the
looked
fuck are you doing?"
I can imagine, man.
No, it was like I said, "Fuck you" to him, and he was like, "No."
Next time, ask for pineapple.
I'll be extradited from. Won't be allowed back in Italy. Yeah, I love it. Why do you think that is though? With the Italian culture and the people of there's that sense of pride and unity. I mean, every place has it, but I feel like Italy has. You growing up, and you're from there. How was that? How did aside from the music, how did the Italian culture, impact?
I have to say, Italian are proud to be Italian.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That pride. I think also it's about history. I mean, like Rome. Imagine Rome has been like the center of the world for so many years, and also the diversity of cultures. It's even in Napoli. Napoli, for me, is like it's another state. When you ask to a Napolitan. Are you Italian? Say, no, I'm Napolitan. You know what I mean? It's every region of Italy has a really strong culture. Food is one of these important cultures. So every region of Italy, you eat something insane, literally.
Insane.
Insane. Like every region has their own pride, you know. It's really about the way they prepare the food,
And deliver.
where they get the product, where you get the tomato, where you get the mozzarella or the anything, even the spice. You know, it's anything has to be known where you get it from. It's super important, especially in Napoli. You know, we have this.
I would love to visit. I've never been to Napoli.
Yeah, man, it's insane. But every region of Italy has its own pride.
I remember I ate a tomato once, like an apple, in Italy. Just ate it.
Yeah, you can.
Can't do that in the U.S. I mean, you can, but it's not the same.
Or it's expensive. You can eat well, but you need to spend a lot of money for good products.
Yeah.
In Italy, you can go to the garden of your neighbor and get, like.
Pick a few, and there you go. So
it's a.
tell me a little bit about the health and the gym routine now.
Okay.
What is it looking like?
Interesting.
I know you got some stuff to talk about with that.
All right.
Are you doing a lot of lifting? Are you doing a lot of cardio?
I do CrossFit.
Oh wow.
Which changed completely my life, man. So after I stopped drinking, and I actually never been a really sportman, but when I was like 18, 19, I remember it was a period I was like doing bodybuilding for a period. I never like really wanted to, to pump so much, but I start to see like the first 2 pieces of the turtle, you know what I mean? The 2-pack.
Yeah. That's what
So
I got.
the 2-pack.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, okay. And then, I start to travel. Bye-bye, you know what I mean? But when I stopped drinking, and also I wanted to get in a in a good health. So I found there is here in Ibiza, actually, there is a gym which the owner literally put me in another way, He's also a mind coach. So it was, he's still doing my mind coach and training, but also he has a doctor in Valencia, in Spain, which also helped me with this. Is a new modern medicine, which is about adding new elements to your diet, and also about some hormonal issues that you might have. All natural, nothing like nothing like that.
No.
I'm against that.
Okay.
But I don't know, some capsules in the morning,
vitamins,
all
natural.
And it followed me for a few months. It's still following me. At the beginning was hard, because when you get to the new diet, also about avoid sugar, that's worse than drugs, you know what I mean?
It's a drug.
Unbelievable. So
the moment you have some, it's immediately you want more.
It's crazy, man. Like I took months to fight the sugar.
It's bad.
Yeah. My only sugar now is fruit, like in a very
coconut water, maybe smoothie.
Water, like in the night or whenever I need like dark chocolate.
Yeah,
that's really coming down, But sometimes, I have cravings of sugar.
Of course.
And it's in and out, but
balance. Sometimes you gotta have a gelato or Come on,
that's important for me. But I mean, for everyone, you need to please yourself.
Of course.
I'm not saying like
of course.
But it was a process of it's 1 year ago I started with these people, and I have to say the last 6 months have been really amazing. Because the first months went very hard.
Pain, just
really
adjusting.
Headache.
You don't enjoy the workout as much.
You can't.
You don't even know what you're doing sometimes, when you're coming back and getting into it. And then you just suddenly, it's like...
And this is how, for me, a good personal trainer is doing his job, because he never over pushed me at the beginning, because most of the trainers I've been with before, they were like killing me straight away. So I was not even moving, this is not, and automatically you're like, oh, okay, not today,
Makes you
what I
not
mean?
want to come back.
That's all. And so the right personal trainers like walk with you on the new routine and the new life. It took me months before to get into this new.
And CrossFit is what you found that you really enjoy.
Amazing, man. I lost 10 kilos. And there was a lot of internal fat, which is not good for health,
And you feel it mentally too,
Brother,
no? It's insane.
It's another story. When I look to the people, it's like more people. It's more clear, So it's like
More energy throughout the day.
brain, like you also see yourself a lot from outside. You recognize what you want to change in your life or improve, and you're
Stress management and stuff like that.
Exactly.
You get a
Stress is something that I'm still managing because of a lot of years of, the brain is like as a memory. So it's like when you are an emotional person and you get stressed, it takes time. But now, really, I'm on another level also with that.
I saw a video of you going to the gym and like James Hype was doing like a whole set.
Oh yeah, I saw that the other day.
That's
That made me laugh so hard.
that's my gym.
Yeah,
That's really my gym.
It just shows you going in.
Are you
What's going on?
that's your gym, it's the gym you go to, you own part of the gym.
No, it's my gym. It's
your gym.
Where I go.
Yeah, it's where you go. Yeah.
Where I go to train.
I saw that.
And I got there and I arrived with the car and I was like, what's going on here? Maybe it's the birthday of the owner. I didn't know. It's my friend. I should to know, And I arrived there and I was like, guys, what's going on here? Like, oh, Joseph, sorry, we forgot. There is a streaming here because of, like, come on, guys. For me, my hour of training is like my moment of the day where I really disconnect. I was smiling, but I was really upset. I was like, guys, tell me next time. Like, Joe, sorry, And somebody recorded me from the back. Like, it looks like I'm going to attend the streaming, but it's not. That's definitely my gym,
Yeah.
And so
That's funny.
I don't have nothing to do with that moment, but at the end of the day, it got viral, or I don't know.
I saw it as well. You were standing outside.
Oh, man.
Going on with me?
And so when you're on the road,
This is something I don't like from
the social media.
Social media,
when people
yes.
record you and you have no
because
fucking
I'm
idea.
going to the gym and literally I
is-
was going to
yeah,
train.
yeah.
And somebody recording from the back. This is
bit
something
disrespectful.
Exactly, man. This is something I don't like. But yeah, anyway, it's out. Now everybody now knows where I go to train.
See, that's the thing. I didn't know where you trained either, and then I see it.
Okay, I tell the name, Gym Lab.
And it looks like a fucking sick gym.
It's amazing.
It looks
It's just
sick.
for.
It looks very like new equipment, just the lights and
It's
everything.
amazing. It's amazing. They really work with not so many people. It's mostly personal training. So
Yeah.
you really can focus there. So this is why I was surprised. When I was like, that's my safe place.
Yeah.
It's okay, man.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. There's nothing wrong. But, I don't want that, whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever.
And now when you're on the road, are you finding gym hotel or going on a walk, or
No,
kind of just
I do online.
Oh, cool.
My trainer.
Nice.
I can work out even in a
Anywhere.
small room. Yeah, that's the good thing about the calisthenics.
Yeah. That's amazing. Awesome.
It's amazing, man. Even 20 minutes, whatever, but it's important. Even on the road.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't even matter as long as you can do a bit and just take that time. Makes a fucking big difference. I need to do a bit more while I'm here. I've been to the gym 3 times in 3 weeks. Walking up and down these stairs has been a big part of it.
That's amazing, man.
And I've also, as we wrap up, I've seen that you've been releasing some more music this year. Your recent track with Dennis and another one before.
Yeah.
You've been spending more time in the studio.
I'm now back in the studio by myself as well. So there is a plan for next year. Because next year is my 20 years anniversary of as a professional. So for me, my professional career started when I released my first record. So next year, at the end of next year, is the 20th anniversary. So I'm preparing something special for next year. I have a lot of work to do, but it's coming naturally, man. Finally, I'm there.
Oh, that's so good.
I'm also doing a record as a collaboration. I'm doing a record with the Traumer. He's like one of my favorite producers, and we're working on it. Also, I did a few collabs. I also have a track with Black Child. He's also from Napoli. But as solo, the things are coming next year. I'm working on some solo projects that, deserve much more attention, of course, as the 20 years anniversary has to be
Special.
Something also has to be personal, you know.
Of course.
Of course, I can also include some featurings as well, but in the project, but it's something more personal. I also opened some projects that I was doing in the last years that I never finished, and I found something really interesting, something really more abstract, you know, something not about the modern, setups of production, and it's something like more free that I want to finish.
Yeah, that's exciting.
I'm also taking some periods off for it, you know. So I'm slowing down a little bit with the tour. It's important. It's important now for me to produce. Super important.
It's like you said. It's what's here.
I told you at the beginning of the podcast. I produce when I feel, and I don't have ghost producers, so you can tell because I can stay like 2 or 3 years without releasing anything.
Yeah.
So I can't see something which is not mine.
Makes sense even for the people.
Yeah.
You know, it's that feeling that you mentioned before. Is that
What I do now sometimes, which is great, is to do the audio mixing in some studios with engineer, you know. That's important, I think. Especially if you don't have your own studio. I moved things from my old house to the new place.
you're still living in Italy?
No, I live in 6 months in Ibiza.
Okay.
In the winter, I'm around Italy, Portugal, and America. So for me, let's say my home is in Ibiza because that's where I spend more time. But I live in Lisbon during the winter. Then I go to see my family. But yeah, my place is in Ibiza. So I got my place this year here, and I still didn't buy the studio, but it's under construction. But it takes time, you know, man. So if I have to finish some project, I know the studios where are good for mix. That's important, you know.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Very exciting. And how are you feeling going into these final weeks of the summer season?
It's a good feeling. I mean, like, I'm very proud of what we are doing this year, you know. It's doing 14 weeks.
It's a lot.
Shows on the island make me feel that my responsibility and maturity is there, you know, and because it's not easy to play 14 shows and also trying to make every show different. So I change every week almost the whole set. Wow. So I have to thank a lot all the DJs and producers, the producers who send me the music, because we also opened the label Metamorfosi Records, which it's started in this June with the first record with Dennis Cruz. But this record label is really, showing me that there is a lot of people that is believing in the platform, because they are sending me a lot of demos, which are amazing. So I'm really happy that it's becoming a family, you know.
Yeah.
I feel it, and I really thank all the producers out there to send me the music, because without you, I could not be able to to do what I do. Especially nowadays, there is so much music around, but to find your direction is not easy to find so much music around because it's a lot of confusion.
Yeah.
So when you get this special music, unreleased music, it makes also something more special for the crowd. It's amazing, man.
Must be motivating as well, It's a new record label, everything, just things align.
And also working with High, High, I never seen more professional people than High, man. It's insane to work with them. All the team of High are insane. Literally, anything you need, anything you ask for, they always try to make you feel comfortable. That's part also of the new generation of clubbings, which, I love the classic, I love the new. And this is why I say, wherever I go, I like to feel the vibe and create the magic with the spirit of what I do. But definitely I have to say, man, High, wow, this club, it's insane.
It's unbelievable. Wow. Crazy. The theater?
It's like literally anything you do there, you can do it on another level. I'm shocked to see what's happening there.
Yeah.
They have like really great professionals there. Also, Universe. Wow, that big structure, man.
It's fucking
insane
crazy.
how to manage to do 3 big places on the island. High, Ushuaia, and Universe. Same people.
That is not
Same
easy.
owner. I'm like, how? They manage.
Yeah.
So, yeah, big respect for everybody. For anyone that bring the scene alive, it's always big respect. Doesn't matter where, doesn't matter what, modern, old, classic, futurist, doesn't matter what. It's all about the reason why the things are done, And I'm proud. I'm proud to be living all the sides.
That's so great. Well, thank you so much for coming on and
man,
sharing your
thank
story. And it was so good chatting with you. It's unbelievable conversation. And I'm sure it'll be an incredible finish to the summer. And we'll definitely be paying a visit to your next party.
And also to the gym.
And to the gym.
Don't make a video.
Thank you so much, Joseph.
Thank you, man.
Amazing.
Really appreciate you. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you so much.